Gabriela Casuso Hernandez. We established early this morning my Spanish isn't very good, but where are you joining us from?
Thank you, Matt. I'm really excited to be here. Where am I? I'm from Barranquilla, Colombia. You may know this city from a famous singer called Shakira.
Well, she's been a little busy with this World Cup right now. So you founded a company called Proyecto Acuático, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So tell us about this company and what drew you to found it.
Well, I felt connected to the ocean for as long as I can remember, but I became truly aware of that connection when I was around 7 years old. I remember visiting an aquarium and watching a dolphin show. At least that's the part I couldn't remember the most. And my first thought was not only about the trees or the somersaults themselves, but how would it feel to see this in the wild, in the ocean? And I want to say something. At that time, experiences like that were one of the few ways that I had to connect with marine life. I did not have the opportunities, the access, or experiences that many young people can find today. And that curiosity eventually made me want to learn more directly from nature itself. So a few years later, when I was 10 years old, I started looking for marine biology courses for children because I was excited to learn more. But most opportunities were designed for university students or adults. So between the courses I couldn't reach and the adults telling me, wait to be older, work for university. At some point, I couldn't wait anymore. I decided not to wait. If I couldn't find the kind of learning experience I was looking for, I would create my own. And that decision became Proyecto Acuática. What started as curiosity became a platform dedicated to ocean literacy, to science communication, and to youth engagement. So at the beginning, I wanted to learn more about the ocean. And nowadays, yes, I want to learn more about the ocean. But my purpose nowadays is helping others to discover how deeply connected they already are to the ocean because people are more likely to protect what they understand and what they feel connected to.
That is, so you started this 10 years old was when this really got set into motion. Oh, I love the idea
Yeah,
of the curiosity. So, what would be the big goal with Proyecto Acuático?
I love that type of question. Why? Because I love to see my future. I'm a person that loves to visualize its future because I see it and it's amazing. Well, I have two dreams. As an organization, is to make ocean literacy accessible to everyone, regardless of their age, of their background, or where they live. Because when I was 10 years old, I didn't find the opportunities designed for children. And in 10 years, I hope to help build a place where no child faces that same barrier. I envision Proyecto Acuática growing into a center for marine research, for ocean education, and science communication, firstly in the Caribbean. And I see it like a place where children, where students, scientists, even educators and communities in general can learn, can explore, and collaborate together. Because the Caribbean is recognized as one of the most biodiverse and culturally rich regions in the world. Yet, its voice is still underrepresented in many global ocean conversations. So I would love to contribute to change that. And on a personal level, as a future marine biologist, I also have a personal dream. And it's quite ambitious, but I don't care, I love it. And it's that I would love to discover and name a new species, to explore the deep ocean in a submersible, and contribute to technologies, to tools that help us better understand parts of the ocean that remain largely unexplored. But beyond any personal achievement, for today, my goal is simple: help create opportunities for others, especially young people, to discover the ocean and realize that they can play a role in protecting it.
Gabriela, how old are you?
Now I'm 18 years old.
I feel so lazy. You are just remarkable. And I love your message. I love your message that this curiosity sparked something and led to this passion. Now, one of the things we've talked about all morning long when we're talking about being unstoppable, so much of it is communication in how we get the messaging out. So you're obviously reaching out to young people. What have you found has been your most effective way to communicate to get other people interested in your passion, to have your curiosity for the ocean?
Well, I think that when I was 14, I created an educational program because I was almost finishing high school and I saw that at least in the school that I was studying, that the wave of ocean knowledge never arrived. And I decided to bring that wave of ocean knowledge to the classrooms of my school. And when I started to do these workshops, these cycles, I saw that young people want to know more about the ocean. And with that, I realized something. Many environmental challenges are not only scientific or political, they're also educational. Sometimes people lack information, sometimes they are exposed to misinformation, and sometimes environmental issues simply don't feel close enough to become a priority. And with that work, we saw similar patterns not only in educational settings, but also while building partnerships and trying to mobilize support for ocean conservation, at least here in my context. And over time, through our work at Proyecto Acuática, we began describing this challenge as the triple crisis of awareness: ignorance, misinformation, and lack of interest. Why? Because people can't care about what they don't understand, and people can't protect what they don't feel connected to. And once I understood that, it became practically impossible to ignore because every young person who discovers a connection with the ocean reminds me that education can change the way people see the world. And I think that's the thing, that's the situation that keeps me going.
Well, I will say this is the message: education. Your passion is positively contagious. We're talking about being unstoppable. And when I hear you speak, I think we all feel invulnerable, but we know there are hardships. We know there are challenges. So, for the people out there who maybe don't feel quite as unstoppable, what do you do when you feel stuck? What motivates you? How do you get through and get back to that unstoppable feeling?
I think what makes me unstoppable is determination and resilience because every challenge has taught me something important. For example, over the years, we noticed the triple crisis of awareness. And working with the youth, I discovered something. I'm going to say a quote here, and it's that most people say that youth are like a sponge. They absorb all the information. But with the youth that I'm engaged with, I discovered something. What if they can be communicators? What if they can also disseminate the information they learn? We have a network of youth ambassadors, and I'm going to say an anecdote, a short story time here. One of our founding ambassadors, that is from Spain, she's nowadays 10 years old. And an intergenerational event that we have that actually is going to be this year in July 14th, that is the Shark Convention. She asked to one of the scientists one simple question. Do sharks have personality?
What's the answer? Now I want to
I
know.
was
You got me hooked.
exactly. I was impressed. The scientists were impressed. I think the scientist was like, how can I answer to that? So A couple of months later, the scientist, which is one of my friends and partners nowadays, he posted something on Instagram and he posted that he started a research line based on that question.
That is remarkable. Gabriela, you have motivated us all so much. How can people get in touch with you? How can they support Proyecto Acuático?
Okay, I love this question. The easiest way is through Proyecto Acuática's social media platforms. You can find us on Instagram at Proyecto Acuática, no capital letters altogether. YouTube as Proyecto Acuática as normal with the capital letters itself. You can see us on TikTok, on LinkedIn too, either through Proyecto Acuática, that is the account, the professional account, or through my personal LinkedIn profile, Gabriela Casuso. And you can also reach us directly by email at proyectoacuatica@gmail.com. And I want to take advantage of this space to also share a new an achievement that it has me really, really proud, and is that also as Proyecto Acuática, Guardianes del Mar Caribe, or Guardians of the Caribbean Sea, has recently been recognized as an Ocean Decade Action and is also part of the Cultural Heritage Framework Program. People can also learn more about our work through the Ocean Decade Actions platform, where our goals, our impact, and content information are publicly available. So if you're an educator, a scientist, a student, an organization, a potential partner, or simply someone who believes in the power of education to create change, I would love to connect because some of the most meaningful opportunities in our journey began with a simple conversation, and I believe that the next one could begin today.
Well, I have a feeling whatever you set your mind to, you are going to accomplish. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabriela Casuso Hernandez. Talk about motivating the next generation.